Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, all my trade geniuses out there. Welcome to Trade Genius Live. This is Trend Genius, and we are back on a hump day, Wednesday, middle of the week, April Fool's Day. Let's make sure we don't let the markets fool us, though. Straight up. How's everybody feeling, man? How's everybody feeling? Let me know. You can one word me in the chat. Kick Rocks, good morning. Soak It Insider, good morning. Mr. Cologne, good morning. Everyone in my car driving, but I'm plugged in. Appreciate that. Sigma, good morning. T. Pruitt, good morning. Stephen Brown, good morning. Mike, good morning. Mr. Payout in the building, good morning. Hella Bands, good morning. J. Royal, sensational. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling out there? One word me in the chat. Good, great, anxious, feeling tired and motivated. That's what's up. You know what? It's okay to feel a little tired sometimes. You know what I mean? If you're grinding, it's okay to feel a little tired sometimes. Baby Egg, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, you know what? It's okay to feel a little tired sometimes. Honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That just means you're grinding. Sneha, good morning. Erica, good morning. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. How y'all feeling? Let me know. One word me in the chat. How y'all feeling? Let me know. I want to know. How are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling? All right, here. What we got? What we got? Good morning, Serena. Kika Bug. Kika Bug, you're going to live a long time. So check this out. There's something my grandmother always told me. She said, when you think about someone and they come to pass, meaning like they call you, you see them, like you just pop, you came on stream today. I know you weren't here the last couple of days. No big deal. That's not what this conversation is about. I was going through my, I happened to go through my, I always check all my stuff, right? So I was going through my, I think it was my X account, no, my TikTok or my X, one of them. Excuse me, no, my TikTok or my Instagram. And I saw you in there, and I was like, oh, I ain't seen her in a minute. And then you popped up today. So I just wanted to tell you, Kika Bug, like my grandma always say, when you think about somebody and they come to pass, you know what I mean? They gonna live a long time. So thanks for tapping in today. I just wanted to say that because in my mind, I was like, dang, I ain't seen Kika Bug in a minute. Probably busy, life take over, whatever. But that's good. Good morning. What we got? Miss T and her 3. Good morning. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know what's going on in my throat this morning. It's crazy. Good morning, Chrissy. Mike said old. Cut that out. Soaking Inside said anxious. Today's a great day to build skill and identify an opportunity. Absolutely. Serena said ready. It's my day off. Let's get a win and log off. Absolutely. You would like to share. I hit my TP with the Asian session. Is good when you set up a trade and you wake up to a positive balance. Absolutely. Absolutely. I did too. I traded the overnight session last night, and I set my TP right where I needed to be to keep my consistency rule where it needed to be. And actually, I was like $150 over, so I had to lose a little bit of bread this morning. I knocked that out before the stream started. But yeah, I woke up to 46.50 in 5 accounts, so that wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. But I had to lose 150 because my consistency rules. My consistency rule keeps me at 4,500. So I knocked it down. It was like 44.83 or something like that, and I logged off. Oh, thank you. Work and business been kicking my butt. That's all good. That's all good. But I just wanted to tell you though, Lord's my witness. Like I went through and I was like, oh, Kika Bug. I was like, okay, she probably been busy, whatever. And then you popped up today. I'm telling you, my grandma always say that. Would always say that. If you think about somebody and they come to pass, they're gonna live a long time. And come to pass, like I said, means they call, you see them, they pop up somewhere, like their presence is shown. That's what come to pass means. So yeah. Kiara, good morning. Good morning. Took partials on overnight to meet consistency rule. Absolutely. Same here. Same here. Hey, I want to shout out to Kiara. I want to tell you, Kiara, I saw your screenshot profit post in the Edge Funder, and I want to tell you, good job, man. Good job. Like for real, good job. I saw that. Good job. I scrolled through there, y'all. Like I be looking. I be lurking. I be looking to see where my trade genius is. I mean, I look through there anyway, but of course I'm looking for my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for my community. You know what I mean? It's good to see other traders in there doing their thing. I'm not knocking no one, but I'm saying I'm looking for my community. I saw your screenshot, and I was like, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That was good. So I just wanted to just give you a shout out on that. You got it in, nice screenshot, made some nice profits. That was dope. I set up a trade once and went to bed. It went against me. I'm glad it worked. Yeah. Hey, that happens. That happens, Shy. Hey, you just paid a little bit. You paid a little bit of bills last night. That's all. That's all. Let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything or anyone. What we got? Dilson, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, that happens. What we got? Twyla, good morning. My rise account, but I'm still trading until it gets fixed. There you go, absolutely. Stephen Brown. Oh, so you can lose money to fix your consistency? Heck yeah, bro. It's a little game in that. I'll show y'all how to do that. We're gonna talk about that today. And I don't remember who it was yesterday. Y'all can recollect my memory, but when we get to the charts, I want to show y'all something. Whoever, if you guys can remember, I want to say it was Kiara, but I'm not sure. Somebody asked me about news. Someone asked me yesterday, how long does news last? So I don't remember. Empress, good morning, my island girl. You hung out with Granny yesterday. Hopefully that was great. I know being raised by my grandparents, I used to love being with my grandma. I ain't gonna even lie. I was like her fifth boy. My grandmother, my grandfather on my dad's side, they had 4 boys. So all my aunties on my pop's side is by marriage. Yeah. So my grandma was in a house with 5 men, her husband and her 4 sons, and then here I come. So I was like the 5th son. Absolutely. But yeah, I used to love being with my grandmother. I ain't gonna lie. So shout out to you, Empress. I know you kicked it with Granny yesterday. I hope that was really, really dope. When you said it to me, it made me think like, oh, remember them times. Unfortunately, my grandma's not here anymore. She passed away in her late 90s. So it was really, 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 it was not cool that she passed away, but I'm saying it was really, really cool to see her reach that milestone. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. Always a good time with her. Laughing with what? That same thing I'll give my grandma. Laughs and wisdom. Boy, when they get to that certain age, it's just soup. It's comedy all day. It's comedy all day. NQ has some crazy spikes overnight. Yeah, it did. Let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Steve. So we're gonna talk about that, Steven. So if y'all can remember whoever asked me about news yesterday, Jazzy, morning. London highs and lows. Yeah, we'll get there. We're gonna jump to news. We're gonna jump to news right now. We got about 6 minutes before the market open. Let's go ahead and get there. Make sure we're there. There we go. All right, so Wednesday. Jedwar, yo. Top of the morning, my guy. All right, so we had news at 5:15 and 5:30 this morning, red folder, as you can see. We got a little yellow folder that just actually is going on as we speak. Well, actually, it already happened because we're past 6:10. And then we have 6:45. We have some, remember, these are Pacific Standard Time, you guys. We got final manufacturing PMI, that's yellow folder, but this ISM manufacturing PMI and this red and orange folder, definitely want to be mindful of that. Price could be choppy until that time, but we'll see. So let's go over something I noticed. So we had news at 5:15 and we had news at 5:30. All right, let's go to the charts. I want to show y'all something. Because somebody asked me yesterday, how long does news last? And I told you from my experience, I've seen it, usually it's 2-3 minutes afterwards, but also too, there's been times where I've noticed it may come 5 minutes afterwards or 6 minutes afterwards, or maybe even closer to 10 minutes afterwards. All right, so we're on the 1 minute chart. And here is 5:15, right here. 5:15, like right above my head here. 5:15. We had news at 5:15, nothing really happened, right? Then we had news again right here at 5:30. Nothing pretty much happened, right? And then look at 5:44 and 5:45 candles. Look at the spike. This is usually what it looks like when we have news, right? So that only led me to believe that news the volatility or the volume from news came in a little bit afterwards. So to answer that question, this is probably like the fourth or fifth time that I noticed us to have some volume spikes, at least 10, what's this? This is almost 30 minutes from the 5:15 news and about 15 minutes from the 5:30 news. So once again, like as I stated, sometimes we get some volume like way after news. It doesn't happen all the time, but like I say, this is probably like the fourth or fifth time that I can remember in my 2-year career of trading. So, and then you can see like that volume kind of lasted a little bit. It lasted 1, 2, 3, I'll say like, it lasted like 5 minutes. I don't really count this candle, but if you compared all the other candles, if you look at all the other candles, right, you can see they're all about the same volume in them. But 1, 2, 3, not really this one. These 4 candles, the 548, 46, 45, and 44 candles, a lot of volume in those candles. And then we kind of go back to how the candles were actually pushing prior to news. So just to put that out there, there are times where the volume does come after news. Weird. I don't know, unless Trump says something. Maybe that could have been it. I know he did say something on Truth Social. Let's see here. Let me see if I can correspond this time. He said, Trump says Iran has asked for a ceasefire. And that was at 5:44. Interesting. So possibly that was not news. Possibly that was his report. So let me back up a little bit. Now that I see this post, now it really kind of making me feel like I've been, I stand corrected that I don't think this was news. I think this definitely was that post that he put out. So basically, let's see here. I'm just reading it real quick. Wow. Maybe that's what it was. Because the times match. Look at this. The times is like right on point. 5:44. We would have to say that would be him. We would have to say that, because if we had 15 minutes, 30 minutes from the first red folder, about 15 minutes from the second red folder, and then he speaks at a particular time that that this news popped up, I would definitely have to say that was his post. They dismissed a rabbi that committed like 36 million in fraud. Pardon my bad. It's all good. It's all good, Sigma. No big deal, bro. We good. But yeah, so that's what I would think. That's what I would think, you guys. I think that was his post. That wasn't news. So scratch what I said. I'm glad I was able to go check that out and, see what's going on. So we got about 20 seconds before news. It's happening. Let me make sure I'm on the right contract. All right, yes, I am. I'm back on my little eval here that I'm rocking. Actually, I'm leading with my eval. I have 1, 2. Yeah, I'm leading with my eval, but I have, 5, 10. I have 12 accounts, 11 accounts that's following that eval. So let's see what we get. So market just open. And we got a strong push down. Let's see what we get. I'm just over here looking at my other screen. Let's see here what we get. What's going on here? Are you guys having issues with your data on TradeGheenyuz? I'm just curious. Let me see something. Okay, so it's giving me my options there. Anybody having issues? I saw something this morning that said, hello, all our trade, right on Bodovan, all our TradeGheenyuz. Yes. Antonio, good morning. Good morning. I don't know, something's going on over here on my other, like it's not giving me, yeah, it's not giving me my cell limit. It's weird. Let me let me log out of here and log back in and just see. I just know this morning it was saying some weird stuff. I don't know if y'all saw that, if y'all logged into, even though I trade on TradingView, I still have to log into TradeGheenyuz on TradingView. So when I logged in, it said something about data or something like that. And I went and checked. I know my data's paid for because I have that on auto pay. So I know my data's cool. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me see if it says that little error message again. Yeah, I think something is definitely going on with TradeGheenyuz, y'all. Because now it's a black screen. It ain't even logging in. Interesting. Interesting. All right, there we go. Yeah, something's going on with TradeGheenyuz. So I would tell y'all, be careful because TradeGheenyuz is doing some weird stuff. So I don't know if TradeGheenyuz posted something around 8:45 a.m. saying that they were, yeah. You know what? Let me check their Discord. I just want to just make sure, y'all, because we got to make sure that we stay on point. All right, yeah, something's going on with them. So just be careful. Yeah, something's going on. The funny thing is that maybe it's just with the particular broker because I'm logged in on my Mac, in my Mac environment, excuse me, in my My Funded Future account. That one's fine. It's showing me everything that it needs to show me. But I was trying to log in my PC environment into Tradeify, and okay, there we go. Now it's showing like it's supposed to. Let's see here. All right, now let me see if I get the right. Let me see if I get the right. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. We good now. Looks like everything's good. A little minor, little glitch initially, but looks like everything's good. All right, cool. All right, cool. So let's look at overnight. Let's see what was going on last night. So I'm on the 5-minute. Let's check our daily bias for the day. So remember, I'm on, just add 3 minutes to this if you're on Eastern time. Excuse me, 3 minutes. Add 3 hours to this if you're on Eastern time. Add 2 hours if you're in Central. All right. So 5 to 9. All right. So this is our Asia low, right? This would be our Asia high. So now we go 11 to 2. So 11 is the start of London to 2. Within those 2 time frames, London took out Asia highs, but it didn't take out Asia's low. So with that stated, the bias for the day would be bullish. Very simple. And I have a video that explains that. Now, the funny thing is if y'all look, all the daily levels are below. All my pink lines are below. All the dailies are below. So very interesting. So all of my daily targets are below for my strategy, but the overnight, using my little overnight thing that I do to get bias, something that my mentor and coach taught me, we're supposed to be bullish. So let's see. We do have news at 7. We have PMI, so price could be a little choppy, a little indecisive right now before it decides to make its move. So let's just keep that in mind. So everybody said no, no, no. Okay, cool. Well, everybody's good. It could have just been mine, or it could have just been the particular broker that I was signing in to. It could have been that as well. But looks like everything is good, and we're gonna rock out like that. All right, so bullish bias for the night. We got news at 7. So let's see. Let's see what we get. Is anybody in anything at the moment? I'm sitting on my hands right now, just waiting. I don't think I want to get into anything until after 7. If I am going to get into something, I'm just going to be patient. Um, other than that, anybody new, please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't get my free likes, could I get my free likes from everyone, please? That's all I ask, and I'll take care of the rest. Just a little click, little quick, little click, little free click. Other than that, is anybody in anything? Just curious. Anybody in anything? Let me jump to the 1 minute. Waiting. Serena said waiting. Yep. Yeah, I think so too. I think price may come in because this is the London high. Well, let me see. Let me check that. Yeah, this is the overall London high. It wasn't within our time frame. We use the time frames to figure out our bias, but overall, this is the London high for the overnight session. So price may go and sweep that, and then might continue on bearish, but we'll see. Ooh, I got a bunch. I already hit max on both accounts in Asia market last night. There you go. So you chilling. That's what's up, Kiara. She's like, nope, I'm not about to go over my limits. That's what's up. That's what's up. When y'all say things like that, y'all don't know how good it makes me feel. I'm like, they on it. They on top of it. They understanding. I like to take notes down. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. I already hit my Kick Rock said no. Waiting for the perfect setup. Morbid Drifter, good morning. So everybody kind of just sitting on our hands. This is what happens during this time. We got to sit on our hands. No, not yet. I believe it's going to reject off London high. It's also a rejection block. So waiting for reversal. Absolutely. See? You see how now like a lot of us are having like the same sentiment, right? Of what we're seeing, it's amazing, man. That's amazing. That is amazing. I love it. As you can see, price is also in this reversal zone. So we'll see. But I think the 7 o'clock news, in my opinion, of course, it's just my bias. I think the 7 o'clock news is going to be pretty hefty. Because honestly, we didn't really get any news. We had no news action at 5:15 and 5:30. I really can't count this. I mean, this was a manipulated, right? This is a manipulated. I guess we can say it was a manipulated move because it wasn't news. It was stated. You know what I'm saying, by the administration. So we'll see. But now's the time to be patient. And you know what? Well, we have 22 minutes before news pops in. So let's do this. Let's go to question of the day. And let's see what's cracking with question of the day today. Let's get into that. I think another choppy day today. Still in last night's trade. Got faked out on sales. In MES before the bell. You still in last night's trade without prejudice? What was you in last night? You talking about you was in the buy, 5-0. Mike says he's in an HSS long. Yep, that's right. That would be that, right? Yeah, looking at the charts, that would be a HSS setup. All right, cool. Let's get to question of the day. Just be mindful the ones that are in the trade. We have news at 7. Just be mindful. So remember, if you're with a particular prop firm, depending on that prop firm, you can trade news or you can't. Just make sure that you are totally 100% sure on what's going on there. I do not want you to have your accounts blown because you breached that rule. So please just be mindful of that. Just be mindful. Yes, sir. That's what I figured. Let me see. So that means without prejudice, you should be up like probably like over what, like 5 bands, right? Should be up like 5 bands, I think. Well, I don't know what you traded. If you traded a mini, 5 bands. If you traded a micro, excuse me, a little less of that. But yeah, so question of the day today is, what would you need to happen for you not to take this trade? Meaning like whatever trade that you were going to take. What would need to happen for you not to take this trade? Let's talk about that. Think about that. That's a question that we need to ask ourselves. What would need to happen for you not to take this trade? Flora Ara, good morning. Good morning. Hey, you know what? This for Flora, I had to run out yesterday. Got home a lot later than I expected. So I'll send that information over to you today. Okay. So what would you need to happen for you not to take this trade? All right, let's talk about that. Remember, our edge isn't just what we take, it's also what we avoid, right? We always have to make that, right? We got to define what? The different disqualifiers, things that go on that tells us, nah, I'm not getting in this trade for those particular reasons. So it's always good to understand what needs to happen for you not to take this trade. Checklist step didn't happen. Exactly. Exactly. Um, so you always want to define your disqualifiers, like no confirmation, the session time is wrong, the R&R is poor. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You're dealing with emotions. Setup ain't right. Change the character. That could be it. High probability. It's not high. It's not a high probable trade. You only got like 3 of your steps. Maybe you're supposed to have 4 steps in your strategy. Excuse me. You only got 3 instead of 4. News is coming. These are all things that would need to happen for us not to take the trade, right? Broke EMA, right, a bunch of stuff, bunch of different things. Absolutely. So these are the things that we have to identify. Those are the disqualifiers, right? We have to identify those to make sure that we're staying in the loop of what's going on, so we know like, oh, can't take this trade. Like there's been many times when I was first trading and I knew about news, saw the news, but because I wasn't experienced, I took the trade and forgot, oh yeah, news is coming out and was in a trade. And I immediately had to jump out. There's times I stayed in and sometimes it went good, sometimes it didn't. You know what I mean? So the sometimes, that ain't how you trade. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about that is we always want to do the same thing every time, right? We don't want to get in a trade and be like, oh, I was in on news this time and it was cool, but we don't trade like that. We don't trade news at all. And at that time, I was trading a prop firm that allows you to trade news, because there are some prop firms that do allow you to trade news. Like they don't even care. So with that stated, you always have to be mindful of those things, and you always got to keep those things in mind. That's why I like to kind of run through. You see how we kind of run through news, check our bias, and we go from there, right? It's a repetition thing. I want to stay doing the same thing every day. I don't want to check bias and check news. I want to do it in steps and follow the same steps every time, because when I do that, well, what that will happen is that's going to build the mental muscle, and how would I say, the what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it builds the mental muscle, but it also gives us the repetition to do the same thing every time. Follow your same steps. And then it becomes like the back of your hand. Then it becomes like second nature, because you're going to jump on. You're going to be like, yep, I do this, I do this, I do that. And there it is. And that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? You want to always make sure you're doing the same thing every time. Whatever you do first, do that first, and continue to do that first. So just keep that in mind. That builds the repetition, and that's what we need. All right. So going back to this, think about it. The trades that we skip protect our accounts, right? The trades we skip protect our accounts. So don't look at it like, oh, I can't take this trade because of, I found a reason that I am not supposed to take this trade. Don't feel like, oh, I couldn't trade today. No, it was an opportunity for what? For you to skip that trade, and you protected your account. There's always something good for not taking trades. You went over your, yeah. Get on, go ahead, Kiara. I was about to address that. What's that? Michael. Yeah, Michael. Yeah. Kiara already let you know. You went over your max profit. Yeah, you jumped from 6,000. Okay, so if your profit target was 6,000, that means you went over your 20% consistency rule. So, and the TradeGheenyuz family, they'll get you straight. They already know what it is. I didn't even have to answer that, but that's exactly what happened. What you would have to do is, Michael, you need to identify exactly what your max target is, not your profit target. Your max target, meaning 20% rule. What the 20% rule is for your account. So what you need to do is you need to do 20% of the max profit target. So if the profit target is 6,000 and it's 20%, I think you know the math on that. I mean, I know it. I'm just trying to get you to peak. I'm trying to peak your mental so you can do the math and you can figure that out, and then you can go and correspond that to however much you made in profit, and that'll show you that you went over. So if it jumps to 15,000, more than double your profit target, you went at least 40 something to 50. You went at least 30 to about 20 to 30% over your profit target. So you actually made about 40 to possibly 50% of that 6,000, and you breached your consistency rule. And that's what happens when you breach consistency. Your profit target raises. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. I would definitely say read the rules, and stay on top of that so you can really understand what's going on. All right, so 15-minute banger. What we got? 15. Yeah, with news at 7, I don't think I'm going to be getting into that. Yeah, news at 7. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Just to play it safe. News is a little too close for me. Even though that the setup is there, you still got to know when to leave a trade alone. Like, this is a good reason to not take this trade. We got news popping in 13 minutes. Now, if someone want to try to get in and make a little bit of bread before the 13 minutes, that's cool, but that doesn't give the trade enough time to set up. So let's see what we get. Let's see here. What'd you say, Kiara? Kiara said, if it's still in the same session day, then you can lose what you went over to fix that. Absolutely. Kiara on it, man. Kiara on it. Exactly. If you went over, Mike, like, hope you're reading in the chat. Like, everybody's giving you, Kiara's giving you the game. I would love to know the 5-0 strategy, but I'm not part of the inner circle. We'll get there. I prefer sales though. Absolutely. I'm with you there. Serena. It's literally just going off the first 5-minute candle, regular candles on NQ. If it closes bullish, you buy. If it closes bearish, you sell. Real simple. Serena said, I waited out as well. Morbid Drifter, what strat you talking about? He's talking about the 5-0. Donica Hines, Iran responded to Trump, caused another imbalance. Thanks for letting me know that. Sometimes you got to lose to win. Absolutely. Great point. But yeah, so we always have to identify what needs to have, what do we need to not take the trade, right? We have some identifiers, and I think those are some great identifiers. Those are all the things that matter, right? Because like I stated, our edge is not what we take, it's what we avoid, right? That's what we always have to remember. Remember, we are professional decision makers. So it's not just like we said, the edge is not just what we take, it's what we avoid. We have to make sure we're avoiding these different things. That's why we have to be mindful of everything going on the charts. Turn my volume up just a little bit. So that is what's important. We have to make sure that we are doing that. When we identify what needs to happen for us not to take a trade, then guess what? We're right where we need to be. We're right where we need to be. That's what's important. Taking a trade is easy. It's just identifying all the other things that can hinder our trade. So that's what that question of the day was about. And remember, discipline is saying no when everything feels like yes. Just remember that. Discipline is saying no when everything else feels like yes. So, and remember, the trades we skip protects our account. Did anybody take advantage of the last day yesterday to get their TF accounts? Because yesterday was the last day not the last day to get an account, but it was the last day to get the no max loss and no daily loss limit on those accounts. They were like some very, very special accounts. Super cool. And yesterday was the last day. I hope whoever wanted to grab some, grab them. I know Serena did. I know Benjamin did. I think Kick Rocks also did as well. That's cool. If y'all jumped on that, that was great. Really, just from a trading perspective. Those are some great those are some those are some great accounts. You know what I mean? Great accounts. Like no one's doing that. No one's allowing you to trade an account to zero. No one. No prop firm. Go do your research and get back with me, and you'll see no prop firm is doing that. Ant Dog, you did? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's up. That's what's up. So Michael, I hope you let me see. Not Mike who's been here, but Michael who asked a question about Michael Endels. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Michael 1718. Hopefully you got your question answered, and you also got not only did Kiara answer your question, she also gave you she dropped a gem on you, showed you how to fix that. Absolutely, because it's end of day, meaning it's your P&L at the end of the day, EOD. So it's whatever happens at the end of the day. End of the day today would be 4:15 for TEF. So you have time. So you gotta lose some bread. I had to do that last night. I was 600 and I was let's see, I was should have been at 4,500. I was like 46 and change. I only need to lose like 130, 150 bucks. I ended up losing like 160. I got down to 44.83, so I was about $17 under 4,500. So I was good. But yes, we have to do that sometimes. Just to throw that out there. That's part of the game. Let's see here. I was going to get with my takeout, but ended up having to reset my rise, and that messed up the invite to TF. But I'll still get more accounts when it's fixed. Absolutely. Thanks, that Soaking Insider 420 for explaining briefly. Yeah. We'll get to that. And like I said, you guys, you know what? We talked about it yesterday. I'm super duper considering doing an overnight session. I'm doing a live, starting about 5 minutes before a session opens, and then we'll work on the Asia strategy. We'll do that. That's just something that I'm still talking about with the team and still trying to figure out. So we have about 7 minutes till news. Yeah, we got about 7 more minutes till news. And yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what else we got. All right, cool. You know what? Flora Aro, was that you that asked me about news yesterday? I think that might have been you. Someone asked me a question about, I know we talked about it, but I know Flora, you came in a little after. I talked about it, but we talked about, someone asked me a question yesterday about how long does news last? And I answered it, but then there was some other things that went on. So if it was you, Flora, let me know. And then I'll run back through that for you again so you can kind of see what was going on there. But I know somebody asked me that yesterday. But nevertheless, we all should be sitting on our hands right now, just chilling, just being patient. You can do some top-down analysis. Let me go ahead and jump to the charts. Since we already went through question of the day. So we can do a little top-down analysis. We can check the 1 hour, see what we got there. 1 hour. For me, for what I'm looking for, I'm not really seeing anything for my strategies. I just see that this area right here is pretty strong because we got a lot of wicks into that from 1 a.m. Everything is wicking in this area. We'll jump down to the 30-minute. Kind of like the same thing. This is basically what that is. So we know this area is pretty strong right now. Jump down to the 15-minute, same thing. We're going to see the same thing. We know this area is pretty strong. So I'm assuming if we can get a break of this low right here, we'll probably push down pretty decently, because if you think about it, we got a lot of sell side liquidity. We have a lot of, this is going back to yesterday. Excuse me, Monday. Sorry, this is going back to Monday. A lot of sell side liquidity. A lot of sell side liquidity. It's Monday evening. This is through Tuesday. And we've been bullish since the open of Asia Open on Monday. Yep, since, what's that? That's 5, yep. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock was a little bearish, but when Asia session hit, we've basically been bullish ever since. So we have a lot of sell side liquidity. So jump to the 5. It's going to be looking at the same thing. It's just going to just be more candles. Yeah, same thing. So let's see. I don't know how good PMI is. Meaning when I say I don't know how good PMI is, meaning I don't know. Let's go before we even guess. Let's just go see. So PMI, let's hit this folder right here. It's the Institute for Supply Management, right? So it's released monthly on the first business day of every month. So it indicates industry expansion. Below indicates contradiction. It's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insight into the company's view of the economy. So basically, being that this news is talking about the economy, it's talking about economic health, it's talking about businesses. What do we know? We know that this can be some pretty volatile news, just based on why we should care, right? It tells you right here why traders care. It's a good reason. So what they do is they survey about 300 purchasing managers, which ask respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supplier deliveries, and inventories. This is very, very, very important news for us. So with that stated, I'm looking for something to happen here. I'm looking for some pretty good volume. All right, let's see what we got. See what we got. I was thinking about purchasing at least one TEF account, but eventually decided not to force myself. I prefer to back test enough trades and then demo. There you go. There you go. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. I like that. Like, take your time. Take your time. Missed 3 HSS setups, but there will be more. Absolutely. That was me. Oh, that was you, Antonio. Okay, cool. So you was here for when I said what I said. So cool. I only asked about where to find news. Forgot who asked how long it lasted. Got it. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Still more different. It wasn't me. Okay, cool, Flora. Got it. 5 strategy in a circle. Can we get a video or some other details somewhere on that strategy? We'll definitely go over it. I'm new and I have $600 max day. I get in the $500 range in the morning. It is better to stay in the 500s than to try to hit. Yep. Sometimes I get into issues getting that last set 20 set. Check this out. If you have, this is for Elena. If you have, let's say this, just take what the market gives you. If you're $20 to $75, let me make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah. If you're $75 to $25 away from 500, don't worry about it. Let that be. Because think about it. That trying to get that $20 or $75, like you said, you said sometimes I get into issues getting that last 20 or 75. Just let it rock. Because think about this. Trying to get $20 or $75 could cost you the 400 that you just made. You know what I mean? That you just profited. So just take what the market gives you, because if you're trying to go back and get 20, 75, whatever it is, you're trying to take out the market. And that's never going to work. That's always going to be a recipe for disaster, unfortunately. So just keep that in mind. And we got about 1 minute before news. Do you only use Forex Factory? I can't remember to check that, but I'm still getting there. Yes, that's what I use. Yes, 8% line is still above price. That hasn't changed. What she say? She said, on a 4-hour time frame, we are at a fib level golden zone for possible sales. Nice, Serena. That's what's up. Serena be on that fib. Bottom one, I think Trent was considering to do it. Yep, I am considering doing a stream at night, but it may break that 78% fib level and continue up. That's a possibility. Take profit when you can. Absolutely. That's very, very, very smart. Very, very smart. You take profit when you can. You remember, Elena, we're taking what the market gives us. We're never trying to take anything out the market. It's impossible. It's impossible for us to think that we're going to take anything out the market. So just keep that in mind. So I'm glad you stated that sometimes that $20 to $75 doesn't work out so well. So you're pretty much reiterating the thought process. So just keep that in mind. Just leave that alone. I don't care if you're at 3-something, just take the 3-something and keep it pushing. Never ever have a predetermined amount of what you want to make in the market, because that can lead you to blow your account. Because if you want to make 500, let's say you have a predetermined amount, right? And you want to make, let's say your predetermined amount is like, I want to make 500 a day. That's cool in theory, but the way the market works and the way it is designed in trading, we never have a predetermined amount of what we want to make. The only thing that you want to do is you want to just make sure that you stay within the consistency rule. That's all you want to make sure of. Don't worry about a predetermined amount. Find your strategy. Make sure everything lines up. All your confluences, make sure it's high probable, and all the other different things. No emotions. You know the checklist. As long as you have that, you enter the trade. You take what the market gives you. One and done. You shut it down. 150, 250, 380. It don't matter. You don't have to make. Now I'm gonna say you don't have to make. Let me reword it this way. Don't go into the market with a predetermined amount to make. That will always cause you to blow your accounts. So just remember that. That is a pro tip. Literally, that's a pro tip. I got that from pros that do this. You never go into the market with a predetermined amount. You just go into the market knowing that you're going to stay within your consistency rule. That's it. That's all you want to do. First 15 minutes of the open, there was, but we never trade right at market open. It depends. It depends, Sigma. There are times where my strategy has set up right at market open. But you got to remember, possibly for your strategy, maybe that's the way that it works. Possibly for your strategy, maybe that's the way that it works. For my strategy, I'm looking for particular things to happen, and when they do, I take the trade, and boom. And 15-minute banger, yep, full TP was hit on that. That's dope. God, so news didn't do anything, y'all. Look at that. News did nothing. I mean, it was like we didn't even have news. And I was expecting something to be pretty substantial. Yeah, I wasn't going to take it. I was going to sit on my hands, but hey, it is what it is. So only one of my strategies is still in play. The 15-minute strategy that I trade, I would have traded that, but because we had news, I left it alone. So yeah. So other than that, I'm just waiting. If we can get a break below this previous swing low, maybe I might target the daily level that's kind of close. Yeah, it's kind of close where we at. It is only, what's this? We'll say 37 to 74 is 26, 37. That is 63. So 63 points times 4. That is 253 points. Excuse me, ticks. It might be worth it. I love how you can come to the charts back to back and be comfortable sitting on your hands. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kaz, Grand Rising's my guy. Been here the whole time, just doing some house cleaning. Made my bread for the day. I'm learning at this point. That's what's up. Yeah, I got it in. I got my cleaning in. I got home a little late. It was weird because the errands that I was supposed to run today, I ended up running them yesterday because I had to leave the house and take care of some stuff. So when I got back, I was like, you know what? I just did my wash, cleaned up. Well, actually, I didn't clean up. Let me take a step back. My cleaning lady came and she cleaned up. I can clean. I just, at this point, like, I don't have time anymore. So I found a cool girl. She comes and she cleans up. She does everything too. She was in my fridge cleaning yesterday. I was like, my fridge ain't even dirty, but so I looked and I saw her in there. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I was like, my fridge ain't even dirty, but I don't know what she was doing there. She was wiping something. I don't know. But anyway, but no, I didn't. Let me say, I picked up some stuff, but she actually cleaned up. I did my wash because y'all know tomorrow I'm traveling in the morning. I will have what Antonio say, exited a winning trade because of news. Nice. There you go. I'm happy with my 150 just or could be considered as a trading day. Yeah. So do we have to wait until after news is done to continue trading, right? Yes, depending on your prop firm, it'll tell you. TEF is 5 minutes before, during, and after news. Most other prop firms are 1 minute, but just do your research on that, depending on the prop firm. But it's always, well, TF is 5 minutes. Other prop firms are like 1 minute. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm actually going to record something for you guys for tomorrow. It'll be real quick, but it's something I'm going to record for you guys. So it'll be real quick. I'm going to schedule it tomorrow during our same time. I will be, let's see here, 55, 6. I'll be on my flight. So the good thing is I do have in-flight Wi-Fi, so I can still look at the charts and stuff like that, and I can kind of, still see what's going on. Um, and I can stay in the Discord and stuff like that, but I will have a recorded video for you guys tomorrow. Turner's a baller, bro. A cleaning lady and living a life. I ain't a baller, man. I had a good job. I went to school, got a good education. I got a master's degree, had a good job, and you know what I mean. It's good. You know what I'm saying. I know how to save money. You know what I mean, and I have investments outside of trading, so it's good. But yeah, and my cleaning lady only comes like once a month. My house don't really get that dirty. Doesn't even really get dirty. I mean, I'm a pick up after myself type guy. Yeah. No, Mr. Payout. No, Mr. Payout. Hey, I feel the same way, bro. I feel the same way. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going home to New Orleans. I'm going home. I'm going home for the weekend, and I'll be back on Sunday. So we'll be back rocking on Monday. And actually, we're gonna be live. We're gonna be live on Friday. Yeah, we're gonna be live on Friday. I got a mobile set up, so we're gonna be live on Friday. I'll be either in my room or I'm gonna be downstairs somewhere they got a nice ballroom area. Maybe I'll go over there. I just gotta make sure they have enough electrical outlets for what I need to do. But other than that, yeah. Trend just ain't doing all that deep. Right, exactly. A plus shorts, maybe setting up. Yeah, that'll be great if we can get that. Oh, A plus shorts. Oh, look at you, Serena. I ain't even catch that. Yeah, it's a possibility. Hey, get an A plus short, Serena, and a day to the daily. That might be pretty advantageous. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. I'm not about to do all that cleaning. She's not even that expensive either. She's not even that expensive. So once a month she comes and it's cool. You know what I mean? Like that's all I really need. But yeah, right. Absolutely, sports life. Unfortunately, I can't eat like that anymore, bro. I don't eat meat. I don't eat none of that anymore. I need a deep clean weekly or something. For real, for real. But yeah, I mean, I was raised with I had a lot of women around me, like my aunties, my grandma. Don't get me wrong, my uncles, my father, everybody was around. Being raised by your grandmother, she teach you different things. You know what I mean? Like as a man, she taught me a lot of different things. She taught me how to clean and, stay tidy and pick up after yourself, fold your clothes, put your stuff away. Like that's what I come from. And, my family's old school. You know what I mean? So I got that old school upbringing. I used to get whoopings and everything. Yeah, it was real in my house. Yeah, it wasn't no them days where you got parents, can't touch their children. Shh, I got touched up a lot. I wasn't a bad kid. I was just mischievous. I just got into stuff. You know what I mean? I wasn't like breaking windows and breaking into cars, but I just got into stuff. As a kid, you're just mischievous. You know what I mean? They tell you don't go over there and you go over there and you get caught and you get whooped and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so right now we ain't really getting, price action ain't really doing too much. I mean, if you're scalping, I don't know about the HSS, but I don't know if you're just like regular scalping. I guess you can make some bread in this. I definitely can't. Look at what you say, Empress says same. I don't know. I was a curious kid. That's why I say I was mischievous. Like I wasn't, like throwing rocks and, just the normal stuff kids do. You know what I mean? Like I was just being a kid. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't doing nothing crazy. I wasn't sneaking out of the house and none of that kind of stuff. I would just like stuff like my grandma always said, don't let the street light beat you home. You know what that means? Don't let the street light beat you home. So I come home and she on the porch like this with her arms folded and street light on. I'm like, oh God. And it's funny, man. Those days crack me up. Those days crack. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jerry Jack. Yeah. If your parents were Haitian, I know how it was in that house. It was like it was in my house. It'd be real in them house. I'm telling you. Empress too. That's why you laughing. Empress too. Yeah. That island, the West Indies, all that. Like that's how. Boy, what? It was real. It was real in my house. But you know what? I can honestly say. I know that my parents, grandparents, all the everyone had a hand in shaping and growing, me growing up and my upbringing. I can honestly say, like, I know they love me and they didn't whip me for nothing. If I got my ass whooped, it was for a good reason. I deserved it, and I can say that. And it's made me the person that I am today. You know what I mean? I know today people can't touch the children and all of that, but it was real in my house. You needed to get touched up. That's just what it is. You need to get touched up. I had to pick which belt I wanted to be with. Well, check this out. We had a fig tree in the back of my grandma's house. And y'all know fig branches? You know how, if you ever seen a fig tree, you know how they bend? They don't break, they bend. Right, so when it hits you, it kind of like wrap around. Yeah, my grandma used to be like, go get a branch off that tree. I used to be like, Lord have mercy. Go try to find a branch this big. Go get your behind. And you know what's so funny? My parents like never really did like a lot of cursing and stuff. They was like, go get your behind. I'm gonna beat your behind. They never really did a lot of cursing, never really did a lot of yelling. Just if you didn't follow the rules, they dealt with you. But one thing I can say, if I followed the rules, they stood out of my business. They wasn't always over my shoulder. Like I didn't have helicopter parents. They weren't always hovering over me. Like they let me live. As long as I followed the rules, they let me live. You know what I mean? I think that was fair. Now, when I got out of line, they got me back in line. When I was doing some stuff I wasn't supposed to do, then they got in my business. I think that's fair. And guess what? I didn't have to get a lot of beatings. I only got a few, and then I realized like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? What'd you say, Mike? Mike said my Boricua mom whipped on me. Much deserved. Yeah. Now check this out. So y'all know my mother's Puerto Rican Cuban. My father's African American, right? All right. So with her slapping the face, and she was a little woman too. She was tiny. My mom was like 4'11". Little woman, little Puerto Rican Cuban woman. She'll slap in my face. She ain't never whipped me with extension cords. She would try to do it with her hands, and then she would hurt herself. Hey, I was a big boy. She'll hit me and then break a nail and then be even more angry and try to go in on me some more. It was hilarious when I think about that. But yeah, that's super funny. Making you go pick it be the worst. What? The skinniest one hurts the most. For real, them fig branches don't play. Just got a service call. Got to run. Have a great day, y'all. Morbid and Bottom. Send me a DM in the Discord if you want. Can explain. That's what's up. Soaking Insider. Have a great day, my guy. Thanks for tapping in. My family has screaming matches. My house was too messed up. I try to be different for my kids only because my parents were. But when they say your kids will be 7-10 times worse than you don't, then you, I don't know where that saying. Yeah, I don't know where that saying came from anyway. But they were right. Right. And skinny stung, thick was wide and painful. For real. That's too funny that we can all reflect on that. But hey, think about it. We wouldn't be the people we were if, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't deal with us in the way that they, the way that they did. What I did respect is my grandmother would always say, wherever you act up, that's where the show gonna go up. Meaning, like, if we was in a store and you acted up, you about to get dealt with in the store. Ain't no wait till we get to the car, wait till we get home type situation. So I respected that. Of course, when you're young, you don't understand that, but when you get older, you're like, you know what? I get it. I respect that. I respect that. But that's funny that we can all share that and laugh about it and understand that it made us who we are. Like, nothing's wrong with getting your butt whipped. If you got your butt whipped, that's one thing. Now, if God forbid your parents weren't abusing you, that's something different. But if you did something and you was able to get it, you deserved it. Period. 100%. Parents gave me the option to admit my fault, and if I didn't, it was showing. When I did, I had to do all my brother's chores. Taught me every action there's a reaction. Absolutely. Second time was always show time, no talk. Yeah, for real. My school teachers used to whip us for talking or disturbing the class. Dang, Raider 40. Now that I never experienced. I think I would have been bucking on that. Yeah. Now the school I went to was all black, all everything. Like there was no, like, my principal, cafeteria workers, the man in the boiler room, the janitors, like everybody was black. All the kids were black. So there was really no, I just that's how I grew up in New Orleans. Predominantly black neighborhood, predominantly black everything, but um, there were no like teachers to grabbing us or nothing like that. Corporate punishment was the best, and it's the best parenting. Absolutely, I see my mom break a broomstick on my brother's back because he was hard headed. Yeah, yeah, hey, that's right, Mr. Colon. That's that Puerto Rican in us. Be hard headed, man. That is so real. That is so real. That is so real. I remember one time my mom with my little brother with a those wooden spoons. He was like 6, but he was tripping. Now she ain't like beat him all over the head. She smacked him on the butt a few times, about 3-4 times. Ooh, you should have seen that boy running down the hall. I ain't never seen nobody run that fast. 6-year-old run that fast with the little wooden spoons. Them things sting. In the island. Oh, you was in the islands. Yeah, 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 yeah. See, that's a whole different side of the game. I didn't know that Raider 40, but yeah, that's a whole different side of the game. That's a whole different side of the game. I had the school too. Hit your hand with them wooden. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. That's funny, y'all. That's funny that we were reflecting on that. That at the end of the day, it's funny, but I think it's super cool, man. It's super, super cool. Because guess what? It made us who we are. Teaching Jamaica used to beat us too, but couldn't beat my family because my granny didn't play. Teacher beat me on one time, and my granny went up there and oh yeah, yeah. See, that's the difference. See, like that's how my parents were. Like they don't want no one like this. Like you can discipline me, but you couldn't hit me. My parents would definitely go to the school. My grandma, my grandpa, my mom, my dad, whatever. They'll go to school and be like, "Nah, I don't." Thank goodness I never experienced that, but I know they had that sentiment. Like if you have a problem, like call us, let us know, and we'll deal with it. Yeah, they wasn't for that. But yeah, but that's cool that we can even reflect on that. So as we can see, y'all, the market is not really doing too much. Um, kind of just been hanging around. So let's do this. Let's dip out of there and let's go to question. Let's go to tip of the day. Let's get this tip of the day in. Get this mental muscle. Your grandma was ruthless, Empress. Your grandma was ruthless. But I ain't gonna say she was ruthless. I respect that though. Cause my grandma was the same way. Like my grandma never drank, drove, or smoked in her life. My grandpa did everything for that woman. I mean, she had a job. She retired from a job and all of that. But she will she'll catch the bus up to my school if need be. She'll walk up there like my grandma was for real. Like she didn't play. Like and if my grandma popped up on the scene, I can best believe you it wasn't nothing cool going on. It wasn't nothing cool going on. It was about to be time for some action. All right, let's get into this tip of the day. Tip of the day today is if the range is tight, your expectations should be smaller. Of course. Of course. Of course. That's how grandmas are too. They be super how would I say protective over their grandchildren. Because that's how my grandmother was. Like she used to corral us all together. Used to love all of us to be at the house and used to like make sure her grandbabies were good. All right. If the range is tight, your expectations should be smaller. So let's think about that. If the range is tight, your expectations should be smaller. Kind of like what's happening now, right? Market conditions dictate our targets. Think about that. Market conditions dictate our targets. That's why if the range is tight, our expectations should be smaller, right? So let's just jump to the charts to kind of we can use the charts as an example for our tip of the day. Look at right now. What is this range? Very tight range right now, right? Market opened where? I think here. No, here. Yeah, 630. So market opened here, and look, it really did too much. Went into this reversal zone, came out, went back out. Went in here, and now it's just kind of a little consolidation going on. The range is really tight. So our expectations has to be smaller. We can't expect a lot out of this, right? You expect a lot out of this, you're gonna force a trade, you're gonna take a bad entry, all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to make sure that we are mindful of what price action is giving us. This ain't really giving us nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sit on your hands. Now, like I said, if you're trading a scalping strategy, HSS, something like that, then I guess you can make some money in here. But for most of us that are trading, that are not scalping, then I would definitely say that this right here is letting us know ain't nothing really going on right now. It's 7:20. Market's been open about 50 minutes. And yeah, absolutely, Jerry. Absolutely. I'm about to say Jerry Jack. That is not your name. You're Mr. Payout. Mr. Payout. Absolutely dangerous game. Stay away from this. This ain't doing nothing for us. Hey, I had a question about how to find an 8% line. Where can I find that video? I don't have a. I did do a video for. I don't remember what video it was, but if you need the numbers, I can give you the numbers, and then I'm going to do a video particularly on that. I didn't do a specific video for that, Kiara. I actually was talking about it in one of the live streams. We talked about it. It was like one of the first, within the first 5 or 6, maybe the first 3 to 10, somewhere in there. I don't remember which one it was, but I'm gonna actually do a video on it. So if you need the 8% line for 2025, I can give that to you. If you need it, let me know, and you can put it on your chart. If you have it, cool. But it'll be a video that I'll talk about in a video, because it's definitely something that I would want to go over, because it's a lot of good information, and I would want to talk about it over a video versus just right here, because then I'm gonna have to be kind of forced to just kind of like dumb it down. I want to be able to talk, in depth about that, about the 8% line. But if you need the levels, the lines, let me know. I'll shoot them both to you in the chat. So just let me know. All right. So tight ranges equals what? Smaller profits, right? Tight ranges, smaller profits, because it ain't moving that much. Yes, please. I need it. I got you. Don't force big targets and low volatility. Think about it. Forcing a big target in a small range kind of don't make no sense, right? That's like trying to push a square peg through a round hole. It's going to be resistance there. You're forcing a trade. That's emotions. We're not exercising proper trading discipline when we do that. So let's remember that. So we always have to adjust our expectations to the environment. The environment right now is what? It's a tight range. It's tight. It's tight. It's super tight right now. So we want to make sure what? That we're not getting chopped up in this. Right now, it's a good time to sit on your hands. If you don't place no trade today, you don't take a trade, it's all good. You protected your capital. You're still good. And remember, the win is understanding that it's ranging, price is ranging right now. I don't want to mess with that. I'm not about to jump in that. Think about this. It's another way we can look at this. Would you invest your money knowing that you cannot get a solid return? Think about that. Like, if you know this particular investment does not give you a solid return, would you invest your money? Heck no, right? Everyone here on the live would say, no, I'm not investing my money when I know for sure that the investment is not gonna be worth my money and my time, right? So we can look at this as the same way, right? We got small range. I didn't take one of my strategies because it was news, right? So I sat out. News, unfortunately, news didn't do anything. But I don't know. I didn't know that. I was just trying to make sure I err on the side of caution and exercise good discipline. But now that price is ranging, I understand that what? I'm not about to invest no money into this. Like, for what? Why would I do that? I don't need to force nothing. Guess what? If we feel like we need to just scratch that itch, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Demo trade. Log out of your main account, jump in your demo trade, and guess what? You can trade this all you want. You can scalp it. You can do all kinds of things. You know what I mean? Like, be smart. Protect your accounts. Your accounts are very important. Just protect them. So there it is. Like, who's gonna end? This ain't even worth our time. Not from a trading perspective. It's cool to, watch it and see what's going on. It's cool to, watch the charts, but it's not worth our trading time, meaning it's not worth taking an entry in any of this. Period. So you just leave it alone. I have, but I'm only in my 20s, so I wasn't aware and had to learn the hard way. Now I've learned enough to see if it's worth it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Carry in your 20s. That's what's up. Well, hey, I wish I had got into this in my 20s. Honestly, I wish I had gotten into trading in my 20s. That'd have been amazing. That'd have been, it'd be crazy. Who knows where I'll be right now? Who knows? But man, kudos to you because you started early and you have an opportunity to, you know what I'm saying? In the next 20 years, you figure in the next 20 years when you hit we'll say in the next 10 years, when you hit 30s, when you get 30 something, you got 10 years of trading under your belt. Imagine where you gonna be at. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Market is super choppy. Super choppy. What's going on tomorrow? We got any news going on tomorrow? Unemployment claims. Unemployment claims bring some volatility, but of course we won't know till it happens. But we got what we got. We got FOMC speaking. Logan speaks. That don't matter. FMC about that don't matter. Natural gas. None of that matters. Unemployment claims could bring some volatility. And oh my goodness, I didn't even see this, y'all. All right. So this just changed. So 6 p.m. President Trump speaks. I don't remember this being here this morning. Actually, I know it wasn't here this morning because the only thing that I remember is 5:15 to 7. And I know and crude oil at 7:30. But this is all I remember. There was no red folder news. This just popped in. So he's speaking at 6 p.m. No one will be in a trade at that time. So it is. 24 November. That's what's up. Got a house last July. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. What Sigma say? It's time. Is it me or has the market been super weird since the war started? That is when it seemed like the market started doing crazy. No, it's not you. You're exactly right, Morbid Drifter. Since January 20th, market's been stupid crazy. I turned 30 on the 17th myself. That's what's up, man. That's dope. I got a house last July, only learning about credit and debt. Just wish I found this soon. Absolutely. Hey, congrats, man. Congrats to you, Kiara. Got you a house. That's what's up. That's beautiful. I know how that feels. That's a good feeling when you got something that you can say is your own. That's really, really cool. I say the same, but I don't think I had the discipline needed back when I was that young. Yeah, I was still partying in my 20s. I was still partying. And I had a business in my 20s. I was blessed enough. I made really good money, and I was able to be everywhere. And I was everywhere. Literally. I was everywhere. I had a barbershop beauty salon. I had two girls in the back. I had a front and the back in my barbershop beauty salon. I was initially a barber. That was my first business. I had two barbers and I had two hairstylists. And of course, I was charging booth rent. I was good at what I did. So I was very, very busy. Every day was a Saturday in my shop. Thank the Lord for that. I had my own vending machines. Like I went and bought my own vending machines, all my stuff. So I was making pretty darn good money. And I was everywhere. Literally, I was everywhere. Akira, appreciate that. Got two kids to build some wealth for. Absolutely. It's not you. That's why I've been taking base hit. Right. So it's not you, Morbid Drifter. It is the market. The market has been crazy. Kids stopped the partying before I even started. I heard that. I was outside. Telling you, I was outside. I was a festival junkie from 18 to 29. What? I wanted that life before kids. Hey, it is what it is. Made 1K across 5 accounts. Good job, Steven. Festivals and party look fun. Good job, Steven. That's 5 bands, bro. That's what's up. But yeah, so I just jumped here because I just saw this. So President Trump is speaking. Of course, we won't wait, 6 p.m. That means that's going to be right at the start of Asia tonight. Interesting. Okay, so we got to make sure we pay attention to Asia. I told my barber 7 years ago he wouldn't see me again, and he hasn't. Oh Lord, he must have wasn't good. You know what's so blessed about me being a barber? I don't know how it happened. It happened because of God. So I'm gonna say that. The Lord, it happened because of the Lord. But man, I was so blessed that I had a bunch of like working people. I had a bunch of correctional officers. I had police officers. I had like nurses bringing in their sons. Like, man, it was super, super cool. And y'all know, like, any kind of service industry business is like an economy driven business, right? When the economy's bad, sometimes people won't get them haircuts, because the economy's bad, the money they're not making, the money's kind of tight. So they might not come get haircuts, but they'll do other things because they're gonna start prioritizing. But I can honestly say, like, even when the economy was not doing so well, man, my business still did well. So I was blessed on that note. But yeah, I was everywhere, literally. Get that money first. Trust me, it's a lot better, especially from yeah, very, very true. Remember to send out 8% numbers. I sent them earlier in the chat. Please confirm. Oh, my bad, I missed it. Let me confirm for you. Thank you, Serena. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Serena, keep me on point. I appreciate you very, very much. Where is it? I got a fresh cut yesterday after sitting on my hands. That's what's up. Ain't nothing like a fresh cut. I'm telling you. Ain't nothing like a fresh cut. I sound like a caveman trading. That's too wild. I don't see it, Serena. Maybe I'm overlooking it. You said, yes, please, I need it. Let me go slow. Sometimes I'm wondering if some of my if I'm not getting all of my comments. And I know if you say you sent it, I know you sent it. I'm not even questioning that. Happy late birthday to you. That it is, or early birthday. That's for real, for real, for real. Let's see here. Empress said outside. Yeah. Let me see here. Bro, killed it today. You killed it today? Yeah, I saw you did. Y'all all becoming my trading family. This is great to have. Absolutely, Kiara. That's what we're here for. I saw you kill it every day. I saw it coming through my phone. I got my phone's sitting right here on the stand. So I was like, the beast is loose. Someone chain her up, please. Someone chain up. The beast is loose. But that's what's up, sis. When you say that, I hope I'm not like, I don't want to make it sound like it's no big deal. It is a big deal, but it's really no big deal because, well, let me make sure I word this correctly. It's a damn big deal, but it's like no big deal because it's you. Like your bar is so high, in my opinion, like in my own brain, your bar is so high. It's like, yo, like, come on, man. It's like you killed it. What day don't you kill it? Like 4-0, that ain't even your record. 4-0, don't get me wrong. 4-0 ain't nothing to shake a stick at. But your record is like, I don't even know what your record is. It's something crazy. So I'm gonna drop the 8% line in here because I know you put it in there, Serena. I know you did because I know you are on point. I would never question that at all. But all right, so this is the 2025 8% line. But yeah, sis, come on, man. You give the markets hell. What? Please. You give them hell. I already know. That's why when you be saying stuff like that, that's why I say I don't want to make it seem like what you do is no big deal, because it's a huge deal. But because it comes from you, it's like, I really only expect it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect you to do nothing. Your bar is so high. It's just in my mind, it's like, bro, like, bruh, you kill it. Like, all right, there's the 2020, 2025 8% line. And then let me go ahead on and get the 2026. It's like 28. I think it's 28,511. Well, you know what? It's not on this chart. That's right. It's over here. I have it moved it over yet. Yes, 28,511. 28,511. Let's do it like this. 28,511. 28,511. I believe it's 28,511 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is 28,511, but I'm just going to double check just to make sure. Yep, 28,511, 8% line for 2026. Thanks. Thanks for the love, bro. Said it's you though, for real. All right, that's just for NQ. Yeah, Kiara, I only trade NQ. Everything that I do is all NQ 2026. I'm still going to put in chat. Yeah, everything I do is NQ. It's NQ only. That's all. That's the only ticker that I trade. I don't trade no other ticker. 8% line. Yeah, come on, man. You a beast, sis. Like, ain't even no question. Like, literally, you a beast. Like, you be murking the charts. 28,511. Yep. All right, there that is. All right, let me jump back. Where is price? Where are we? Where are we? What's going on here? Where am I at? I'm on the 1 minute. Is that what price just did? Oh, it's coming out of reversal zone. Okay. So let's see what we get. I do both since they move the same. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I just focus on one ticker. What's the best way to get in the inner circle? I got my call coming up tomorrow and really want to do my best. Joined in at the 8% line. Big brother, what's good? Thanks for tapping in, bro. Appreciate you. The best way to get in the inner circle. I mean, if you have your call coming up, just be yourself. That's the best thing I can say. Just be yourself. Just be yourself, and just be you. You should be fine. You should be fine. So you'll be all right. Yeah, exactly. Kick rocks, exactly. And I'll tell you this, it's worth it. It's worth the money. So if you have opportunity to get in, just remember, the inner circle is a prestigious community. Just keep that in mind. It's a very, very prestigious community. If you notice, the reason why you have to do a call, because he don't just let everybody come in. There's a lot of other communities where you can just like go to a website, pay your money, and then you're in. It doesn't work like that with the inner circle. That's because it is very, very prestigious, and that's how it was built, and that was the intentions of it. I mean, trust me, if Juvier wanted, he could flood the thing if he wanted to. He has almost 1 million followers. If he's not over, he might be over, but I know he was like 900,000, something like that. Trust me, if he wanted to flood the inner circle, he could. That never was his intentions. But for the ones that do get the opportunity to come in, I would definitely say it's worth the money. I would say get the lifetime. I mean, of course, the lifetime is going to be the most expensive, but I would say, hey, I've been in 2 other communities before this one, and when I got here, I can honestly say like it was home. Like I really learned how to become a trader. That's the best thing that I can say. I'll go sell a pistol. What? I'll go sell a pistol and buy into it. Oh, he got you. I took that. I was like, huh? Well, no, I got you. Just be yourself and honest. There you go. Oh, nah, we don't need a flooding it. Nah, we don't need that. That's why it's very prestigious. Trust me, if he wanted to, he could do that. All right, we got a little volume spike. I don't know if y'all see that on the 1 minute. I wonder what was that attributed to? Let's see here. Nothing going on right now. Somebody might be talking, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we are family for real. But nah, we don't need a flooding of the inner circle. That's why it hasn't been one. And I like it like that. I'm blessed that I was able to get in. How selection process work? I mean, you just gotta wait for him to have. You gotta wait for there to be some slots open, because he don't open slots all the time. And you gotta follow him on his YouTube, and he'll let you know when he's opening slots. And when he does, just go ahead and jump in, and do whatever he's, I forgot what, it's been 2 years for me. I forgot what exactly I did. Right, exactly, sis. And what I said too. whatever it is that when he opens up slots, he gives you an opportunity to jump in. I forgot, I don't know if it was an email or something, but he'll give you the instructions. You get in, you know what I mean? You have your interview and then you go from there. So finally swept the London. Yeah. That was the London high that news made too. But yeah, did it sweep it? Yeah. Yep. Ooh, right at it too. Finally did. You're right, Serena. But yeah, as far as the inner circle is concerned, that's pretty much how it goes. So I would say follow him on YouTube, follow Juvier on YouTube, and just stay up to date on his videos, because in the videos where he announces it and he'll let you know. So I had to decide either whether to pay for the school or get a new account with the no max loss. I had to jump on it maybe next opening. There you go. There you go. I'm trying to stop being a wage slave. This is this is complete trash. Yeah, that's what I realized too. Just working I just got tired. I got tired of corporate politics and all that crap. I got tired of that. I need my freedom. I like to be outside. Like Empress said, I like to be outside. Straight up. All right, so let's get back on course. Let's jump back. Ain't nothing really going on in the market right now. Price did sweep London high. Let's see what we get. Just keep your eye on the charts. I got my eye on mine. And remember, just sit on your hands right now. So going back to our tip of the day, right? We talked about if the range is tight, your expectations should be smaller, right? So what that means is a couple of things. We're going to run back through it again. Tight ranges means smaller profits, right? And don't force big targets in low volatility. It just don't make any sense. Like I said, it's like forcing a square peg through a round hole. It just don't make no sense. And remember, we always have to adjust to we have to adjust our expectations to the environment, right? When the terrain changes, so do we. You know what I mean? We always have to keep that in mind. So if you're adapting to the range conditions, then it means what? It's going to protect a lot of different things. It's going to keep you from taking bad entries. It's going to keep you from, how would I say? It's going to actually keep your discipline intact. It's going to make sure that you're following your rules, and all of those things are what matters. That's very, very important that we understand the terrain that we're in. Terrain meaning price action. When I say terrain, price action. As you can see, price is very choppy. Price is kind of rangy right now. There was one of the strategies that actually won today, but I didn't take it because news was popping around that time. So I left it alone. Now, with that stated, for me, I just went ahead right now and logged out of my accounts, because guess what? Ain't nothing there for me today. I'm done. I just logged out. Charts are up, but I logged out of my accounts. So nothing there. No reason to force anything. It's already 7:43. You know what I mean? We are an hour and 13 minutes into the market. So if you haven't taken a trade at this point, I would say, probably err on the side of caution. Let me get back into these comments. Living to work and not working to live. Yeah, this is the thing that I tell everyone. And don't get me wrong, having a job is good. We got bills to pay. We gotta eat. We gotta live. We gotta take care of our children. All of that stuff. So don't misinterpret what I'm gonna say here. When we work for someone else, we're trading time for money, and that's time that we can never get back. Now, I always say you do that until you get to a point to where you can change that situation. If you have the opportunity to change it, go for it. If you're here on this call, that means you've taken an opportunity to change that perspective in your life. Not only in your life, but also in your family's life, in your children's life, and your spouses, everyone that's around you. You know what I mean? Because everyone around you could be eating off trading. Your brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, like everyone in your family can be eating off this. You know what I'm saying? So you're in the right place. You just got to just put the work in now. Would you say, Morbid Drifter? Getting there, really, to retire my mom and my kids. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That's my motivation, really. They have been both through it, and need a break for once in both of their lives. Me too, but them mostly. Absolutely. Well, you're in the right place. You're definitely in the right place to do that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, I saw your screenshot post. You know what I mean? And please remember, trade with a stop loss. We have two really, really, really great traders in the chat right now, and they will both tell you trade with a stop loss. Remember that, because I remember you had said it. You stated that you didn't trade with a stop loss. Trade with a stop loss. It's number one. You got to do that. But you're on the right track, because if you're showing profits, then you're doing something right. So that's amazing in itself. All right, so we went over question of the day, right? We talked about what the question was, what we need to happen for us not to take a trade, right? So it's just understanding the different let me say it this way, is that stop loss be kicking me down, but it's going to protect your accounts. Maybe your stop loss is a little too tight, and I would definitely say back test your strategy. Back test your strategy. You know what I mean? If you haven't already, like go back 3 years and back test it. Having a why in life is essentially creates a mindset of fruitfulness. Absolutely. Oh my God, stop loss is more than important than TP. Absolutely. Stop loss is mandatory. Would you ever do a ladder challenge? What's a ladder challenge, Steven, what's a ladder challenge? I've been thinking about doing an Apex challenge. I've been thinking about doing that. But I mean, everyone would have to get some Apex accounts. You know what I mean? I've been thinking about doing an Apex challenge. And when we have this last TEF integration, I'm definitely going to be doing a TEF challenge. I'm just waiting for this last integration. That's all I'm waiting for. And it's coming soon. When that happens, we're for sure doing a TEF challenge. The Edge Funder challenge that's going to happen. I'm just waiting on the Edge Funder integration. That's all I'm waiting for. But that is going to happen for sure. But I've also been thinking about doing an Apex one as well. Just to get us fluid with different prop firms, because remember, if you have multiple strategies, you don't want to be trading one strategy. I mean, all your strategies on one account. That stresses the account. It makes sense to have multiple prop firms and trade different strategies on each. Ladder challenge is when you start at like $50 and try to double it every day to a certain goal. Something like that I probably wouldn't do. Let me explain why. Only because as I stated earlier, I never come into the market with a predetermined amount of what I want to make. I don't think that's very advantageous for us as being traders, and I think it also creates bad habits when we say I want to make 500 every day. That's impossible. $50 is doable, but that's why I would say we would do like an Apex challenge or the Edge Funder challenge, which is similar to what you're saying in this ladder challenge, to where we get in, we take a trade. We have a nice, we get a strategy going, have a nice good stop loss, have a nice good, take profit. We make sure that trade is going to give us at least a 1-to-1, 1-to-2, hopefully. And then boom, and then we're in there. You know what I mean? I would do that challenge. But to do a challenge based on how much money to make every day, I don't think that is healthy, especially for our trading psychology. Because remember, we only can take what the market gives us. Yeah, Lucid is good too. I'd rather you do a top step. No, I don't even mess with top step, Morbid Drifter. I don't even know how to spell that. Nah. Everyone will tell you top step, respectfully, Morbid Drifter, top step is trash, bro. In my opinion. The way they do business is trash. They do business horribly. I don't even recommend Top Step. And Apex is not bad. And Apex you can get accounts for 90% off. I actually think they have a 90% off deal right now. And their rules I was trading them before they even changed the rules, when their rules were much more strict. The rules are cool. But yeah, I don't touch nothing Top Step. And I would advise anyone on this call, don't even touch anything Top Step. Nothing. Literally nothing. The Edge Funder, Apex, My Funded Futures, Lucid, Tradeify. Those are 5 solid ones right there. 5 solid. You don't need no more than that. Top Step ain't even nowhere near my stratosphere. They don't even count it anymore. They don't even, they're not even my stratosphere. Yep. Lucid is cool. Lucid got some good rules. If you're going to do Lucid, do the flex accounts. There's different certain accounts. Go read up on them. I like the flex account. Flex account rules are pretty cool. What we got? Saw someone post profits yesterday, made max profit on their account, but in 2 days, he took 175 trades. Whoa. 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 We already know we should not be taking 175 trades, yo. Think about that. Let me see. There's 365 days in a year. There are, I used to have that metric in my head of how many trading days there are, but 175 trades, that's a lot of days. Yeah, that's way too much. Way too much. Have you ever heard of funding pips? Never heard of funding pips, but if it's called funding pips, I would only have to think that it's a Forex. It's a Forex prop firm, because pips is Forex and futures is ticks. So anytime I see pips, it'll automatically let me know that it's Forex. Question. I haven't. What's that? That's a whole lot of commissions. You ain't lying. Kiara, I don't know if you were asking me a question or someone else. If you're asking me, I'm not sure what it was you're asking me. Question. I haven't. What's that? Let me know if it's to me, because I want to make sure that I answer it. Yeah, but I haven't heard of that, hella bands. And like I said, if it's funding pips, then it definitely lets me know that it's ever heard of, yeah, My Funded Futures. That's what I said. That's what I said. My Funded Futures. Yeah, MFFU. How I say it? The Edge Funder, Apex, My Funded Futures, Lucid, Tradeify. 5 solid ones. Those are 5 solid prop firms right there. You don't need no more than that. And you don't even need all 5. You just need a good solid 3. And if I could pick 3, I would say the Edge Funder, because they are, was asking about funded pips. Yeah. Funded pips, yeah, that's I'm sure that's a prop firm, but that would have to be for Forex. Definitely would have to be for Forex. The Edge Funder, because it's direct to funding. Boom. That there in itself is, you can't beat that, right? Then I would say Apex, if you want to get 20 accounts. And she said, wait, say those 5 slow. My bad. If I'm talking too fast, y'all, my bad. The Edge Funder, My Funded Futures, Apex, Tradeify, and Lucid. Those are 5 solid ones. And if you have different strategies, you can trade different strategies on different ones. So the Edge Funder, they're direct to funding. You can't beat that. All right. That's number 1. You can have 5, you can max 5 accounts. Apex, you can get 20 accounts on Apex, being 20/20 club. I have 20 accounts, 20 performance accounts. You can do 20 of those. You can win with that, right? With just those 2, you can win. You can also do My Funded Futures. They're good. Lucid is good. Tradeify is good. Now, if you're trading an overnight strategy, for some of us that trade overnight strategy, I would say get a larger account. Larger account is going to be a lot better for you, because it gives you more flexibility. And you just got to find the best place to trade your strategies. The best place meaning the account size and the actual prop firm. And you can do it either way. The Edge Funder has 25, 50, 100, 150K accounts. You just got to figure out you got to understand your strategy from the regard of what does your strategy produce when it comes to profits, right? Because you always want to make sure you're staying under the consistency rule. And all of these have consistency rules. If they don't have consistency rule in the eval, for the ones that have evals, then they have consistency rule in the funded account, or vice versa. They have a consistency rule in eval, no consistency in funded. You just got to just be mindful of that. So you just got to go read all the rules, understand your strategy, and then see what works best. And then once you figure that out, then you know how to go. But like I said, I'm going to say them again. The Edge Funder, Apex, My Funded Futures, Lucid, Tradeify. Those are 5 solid ones. And I would say the Edge Funder, it depends on your strategy. See, I would say the Edge Funder and Apex And that's not to take away from my fund of futures, because I got my fund of futures too. I just use my prop firms a different way. Like I have particular strategies for each one. I don't trade all my strategies on one prop firm, and I only trade particular strategies on certain prop firms. That's just the way that I trade. That's how I like it. That keeps everything honest. I don't stress my accounts out, because if I'm trading multiple strategies on one prop firm, and let's say I trade 2 of my strategies a day and they go against me, I didn't stress that account. That's why I like to have particular strategy for a particular prop firm. And I only trade when that strategy shows up, I'm trading that prop firm. If it doesn't, then I don't trade it. It's just pretty much the way that I do it. You're welcome. 5 Max, my fund of futures, APay. Yep, up to 20 accounts, Lucid and Tradeify. There you go. Thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. He said, wait, say those 5 slow. So if y'all made money today, I'm glad if y'all made money today, you were green, shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut it down. You're done for the day. Log off. Go ahead and just, look at the charts. Look like we're getting some bullish momentum right now. I'm going to go ahead on and cancel this order over here on my other accounts. Boom, done. I'm done for the day. Didn't take anything. News kind of had me not really want to take that little 15-minute, the trade I take on a 15-minute time frame. It is what it is. I can live with my results for the day. My accounts are protected. I'm still green, however you look at it. Other than that, please protect your accounts. Please don't go back into the market. And just remember everything that we talked about today. It's very, very important. We're building on our psychology, right? We're building our foundation on our psychology. That's what we're doing. So every day, remember, we talked about that yesterday. Every day when we come on the stream, we're just sharpening that sword, fine-tuning our skill, fine-tuning our financial skill. I have an appointment to get to today. Today is my 5-week appointment for my foot surgery. No boot, no nothing. I ain't even had the boot on for the past week and a half. I took the boot off like a week and a half early. So I'm about to walk in there with regular shoes on and everything. My podiatrist gonna be like, where's the boot? Man, that boot is, I wrapped that boot up and took it to storage last week. Yeah, the beginning of last week, I took it to storage. That boot is in storage. I don't need that boot no more. I'm done with it. But yeah, so other than that, you have a blessed remainder of y'all day. Remember, tomorrow, I'll be traveling in the morning. I still will have, I'm going to record a video for you guys. So you'll jump on in the morning. I'm going to schedule it same time as our live stream. It'll be real quick, good 15, 20 minutes. And then that'll be good. But we will be jumping back on. We will be back live on Friday. I'll just be, like I said, I'll be streaming from either inside of my hotel or downstairs in the ballroom somewhere. I'm gonna find a spot. So we're gonna rock it. So y'all have a blessed remainder of y'all day. April Fool's Day. Don't let nobody play no jokes on y'all. No April Fool's jokes. But other than that, I love y'all. Thank y'all for jumping on. If you haven't liked me up, please let me get them free likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Shout out to the Edge Fund, the co-founders, Juvier, Scalp God. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And y'all have a blessed remainder of the day. And I'll catch y'all in a recording tomorrow, but I'll catch y'all back live on Friday. We'll be back in the building. All right, y'all. Be good.